Tommy and Annette. I missed them. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about The Horsemasters. The Horsemasters is a 1961 television release about 9 people who arrive in England to take a 16-week course to become Horsemasters. It is directed by William Fairchild, cinematography by Freddie Francis, editing by Peter Boita, music by Lynne Monsoon, and it's written by William Fairchild and Ted Willis, based off a book by Don Stanford. I don't have a comparison for you. The film stars Janet Munro as Janet, John Fraser as David, Annette Funicello as Dinah, and Tommy Kirk as Danny. The movie was filmed in England, and this is the first movie to have collaborated with the Sherman Brothers, which is very exciting. They did the Strummin' song. Annette Funicello also went on record saying much later that married crew members would have affairs with the cast, and that the director was very rude to her and just called her the Disney girl and made super unflattering comments to her and some other actresses, which is really unfortunate. There's quite a bit of music in this. They do sing and play the piano quite a bit, which I thought was super fun. But the standout for me would definitely have to be when Annette finally gets to like have a solo in the one song. I think that might be the Strummin' song. That was really good and I really loved it. She traded off. It wasn't just her song, but it had been so long since I heard Annette sing and I was just so excited to hear her sing. So I loved it. It was very fun. Standout scene for me has to be when the really strict dressage coach has a heart-to-heart with Dinah about stuff that had happened to him that was really scary, and the person who told him to like get up and get back out there and face his fear was Dinah's mom. I thought that scene was very touching and very cute. It's a very simple plot, very like I want to use the word shallow, but not in a negative way. I know shallow tends to have a negative connotation, but it was really simple, and there was something really like quaint and wonderful about that. There were a lot of movies like that in the 60s at Disney. That was just a simple little plot of these 9 people becoming Horsemasters, and random occurrences happen, and that's what happened in this movie. And I liked that happened. My favorite aspect, besides the one scene of this, is in tandem with that one scene, the coaches, especially Janet, seem so harsh and rude and just like, oh my gosh, they're so brutal. But then when someone's showing like actual fear or potentially wanting to leave or whatever, this gentleness comes out. And I think while they were maybe being like a little too harsh or too rude or whatever, I think they chose the right times to have some grace and tenderness with their students, which I really loved. I kind of loved seeing that, especially in a 1960s movie. Tommy, Annette, and Janet in the same movie. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. It was like Disney Old Home Week. It was like, it took me back to like my California apartment, watching all the movies from the 60s. Like, you guys, it made me so emotional. I miss, like, I love that we don't have like actors on contract anymore in all these movies, because then you get to like give these people different opportunities, but I also miss it. It was kind of fun. Like, you grew attached to them. I loved Tommy Kirk and I got to watch him grow up. You know what I mean? Like, that was so wonderful. And Kurt Russell and Kevin Corcoran and, well, I didn't get to, and Annette, obviously, and Haley Mills. I got to watch Jodie Foster a little bit. Like, yeah, and Kim Richards, right? Not her sister. Kim Richards. I got to, Ike Eisenman. I didn't get to watch him grow up, but Fess Parker, Richard Todd, Fred McMurray. Like, I got to see all these people on my screen multiple times, and it was just so special. You don't realize how much you like loved that until they're not in the movies anymore, and you're like, oh, Dean Jones, like, oh, it was so good, you guys. So it was just so, Janet, you know, it was just so good. Glynis Johns, so good to see them back on my screen all together. I was so happy. My favorite part has to be Dinah overcoming her fear. I think Annette really delivered in this movie. I think the next strongest probably is Janet. And then John and Tommy are probably a little tied. I think John maybe gave a little bit better performance, but Tommy didn't get a lot to do, really. My least favorite part is probably when David told Janet to walk after she was being stubborn with her ankle. He like turned and became kind of like really nasty. I didn't like that. I would definitely recommend this. Like, why not? It's a Disney oldie. Who doesn't love watching Tommy, Kirk, Janet, and Annette? Like, I sure do. As for watching it again, I don't know if I'd do that. I think I would go back and watch any one of their movies again before I'd watch this. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'd rather rewatch Escapade in Florence with Tommy and Annette before I'd watch Horsemasters, but then I could go back and just like watch Babes in Toyland or the Monkey, although you know how I feel about the Monkey movies, so I think I might actually rather watch this than the Monkey movies. Specific moments include anything with Tommy and Annette. That's so much. And then the moment between Annette and all the coaches, like she had a moment with Janet, she had a moment with the dressage coach, and then when she like came forward to the head of whatever, all those scenes were like the most tender and most beautiful parts of the movie, I think. And then all of the falls and like stunts that happen in this movie made me so nervous because I think they had stunt doubles and whatever, but like falling off a horse is and I'm sure it wasn't as safe as it is now to do that in a movie, and it was making me real nervous every time I saw someone fall. I thought they were getting trampled, and I didn't like it. Overall, this was very sweet, and definitely give it a watch if you can find it or have access to it because it was cute, and who doesn't want to see Tommy, Annette, and Janet back on their screens? That's everything I have. My final rating is 4 horses out of 10. Our total movie count is... Parent Death Toll and Cry Count are still... Well, she didn't say her mom died. She just said her mom got injured and never got back on the horse. Alright. Parents Death Toll and Cry Count are still the same. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1 where you get every video a week early and a coupon code for merch. Tiers go above that. You got daily trivia, all the good things. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is great. I'm wearing a classic EDME first ever merch right now because I felt like classic Disney movie, classic EDME merch. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do, and don't... She's not really a villain in this movie, actually. So, try hard, treat animals with respect, be open and honest with your feelings.